This is a bit of a color review as well as practice using your Prismacolor pencils on black paper before we do our project. So for this review, you're going to need the following colored pencils. So you need this one that looks like a blue-green. It's called Aquamarine. You'll need pale green, purple, Crimson Lake, indigo blue, scarlet red, orange, Copenhagen blue, grass green, canary yellow, and then white. So take a second to get all of those pencils out and have them off to the side here so that you're ready to go as soon as we grab those pencils. So just so you know, we are going to be using both sides of this paper. I'm going to walk you through using one side, and then the rest of this page you'll use the other side following the next video. So first off, we're going to start by doing what's called a color spectrum, where you fade from one color to the next, going through all the colors in the color wheel. So starting across the top, we are going to draw a big rectangle. I'm just using a regular pencil, just like this. So my pencil is looking shiny just because of how the light is hitting it, and that should be the case with you too in the classroom. And then just above this rectangle, write the words color spectrum. Okay. Now we want to label it so that we make sure we get through all the fades before the end. And we're going to kind of label it out of order so that we know everything's spaced out nice and even. So on each side, we're going to start and end with red, purple. Sorry, I did two R's there. RP on this side, and then RP on this side. In the middle is going to be yellow green, because that is opposite of red purple is yellow green. Now we just have to fit all the other colors in between. So right in between yellow green and red purple is actually orange. So go ahead and put an O in between those two. And opposite of orange is blue. So we know in between yellow green and red purple on this side is going to be a B. Now we could just kind of finish labeling it. So we have red, purple. We need to fit red and red, orange here. And then in between orange and yellow, green, we need yellow, orange, and yellow. And then in between yellow, green, and blue, we need green and blue, green. And then in between blue and red, purple, we need blue, purple, and purple. So that's the order. It goes red, purple, red, red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, blue, purple, purple, red, purple. Pause the video if you need to finish labeling that. And now we are going to start the coloring process. Now we don't actually have a red purple colored pencil, so go ahead and grab your Crimson Lake. Now it's important that you grab this red, not the scarlet red, because you'll notice the scarlet red has a little bit more orange to it. So we do not want to try to make red purple with this, or else it's going to kind of make more of a grayer purple. So make sure you have the Crimson Lake, and then we also want to grab just the regular purple because we're going to layer those. So I'm going to start by coloring in, and I don't want to push too hard because I know I'm going to have to layer. Coloring in all the way through red on this side and kind of fading when I get to the red orange. Then I'm going to grab my purple and just overlap where it's red purple. And you'll notice how these pencils work on the black paper. It is still pretty dark, but we're gonna go through other techniques you can use when you need to get your colors brighter later on in this video. Now I can do my second layer now that I know I have the colors right, and I'm pushing a little bit harder. So my red is good to go. Now I wanna grab that scarlet red, that orangish red, because it's gonna work great for red, orange. I'm going to go ahead and color over that and then fade when I get to the orange, but I want to overlap it a little bit because the whole idea of this is to get everything to blend. Then I can grab my orange, Again, if this is going too fast for you, just pause whenever you need to catch up. When I grade this though, I am gonna be looking for neat color blends, so make sure you're taking the time to do that if it's gonna take you a little bit longer. Now, since we don't have a yellow-orange, we do wanna overlap into yellow. So pass yellow-orange into yellow a little bit, because we're gonna have to layer orange and yellow to make yellow-orange. So now I'm gonna grab the yellow, and this is just that canary yellow. Overlapping that. And then going over into yellow. And then fading when I get to the yellow-green. And now our pale green is actually a good yellow-green, so we're gonna go ahead and use that. Fade it when I get to the green. Now I am on grass green, works for regular green. Fade it with the blue-green. I actually kind of want to overlap blue-green a little bit because our aquamarine does need a little bit more green to it to be blue-green, so I'm going to fade it a little bit more. Now I'm grabbing the blue-green, overlapping that, getting it to blend, and then fading. Now we can switch to the Copenhagen blue. It's gonna be really dark, so kind of hard to see, but that's okay. Fading with the blue purple. And we do have to overlap into blue purple a little bit. We do have the indigo blue we can grab next. But that's not even quite blue purple, so we want to just do a light layer on this because we're gonna layer over blue purple with purple again to make it even more blue purple. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab regular purple, go over blue purple, and then purple, and I'll go all the way to red purple because I'll just add a little bit of red on top to make it red purple. And now we'll make sure you grab the correct red. It's Crimson Lake. Fade it there. All right, so that's our color spectrum on black paper, and you can kind of see the powers of the Prismacolor pencils on black paper just by themselves. Next thing we're gonna do is practice what's called neutralizing colors. So we're gonna write that here, neutralizing colors. And we're gonna do that with 3 pairs of colors. So go ahead and draw 3 little rectangles going across, just roughly this size. On this first one, red on one side and then green on the other. This next one is going to be yellow to purple. And then the next one is blue to orange. Okay, so again, red to green, yellow to purple, blue to orange. So we're gonna start with the Crimson Lake because that's more of a true red. And then we're also going to grab the grass green. So we're gonna start with red, pushing pretty hard at first, and then as we get towards the middle, we're gonna push less and less and fade. And then opposite with the green, we're gonna start hard on the right side and push less and less as we work towards the red side. And you can see in the middle, it's kind of making like a purpley brown color. And that's exactly what we're doing. So the word neutral means browns, tans, grays, those types of colors. So when you mix colors that are opposite on the color wheel, they're gonna make these neutral colors. So you can see how red and green are really far away on our color spectrum. So that's why they're making these neutral colors. You'll see it even more with yellow and purple. It's really obvious whenever you mix with yellow. So we're gonna start pushing hard with yellow and then fading as we get to the purple side. Now grab your purple, do the same thing, push really hard, and then fade as you get closer to the yellow side. And you can see how in the middle, might want to do another round of yellow, but in the middle, it's kind of making a brownish color. Harder to see on the brown or on the black paper, but if you look close, you can see that. So let's say in your reference, there's a yellow on it, but it's not a bright yellow, it's like a toned down yellow, then you know, oh, well, I can layer a little bit of purple on that yellow and it's gonna tone it down. So that's why it's really good to understand the neutralizing colors aspect. So go ahead and grab blue and orange. We're gonna do that with the last combination. So I'll start with orange on this one. Fade it as I get to the blue side. And then blue on this side. Fade it as I get to the orange side. So orange and blue, technically, like when you mix them with watercolors, they make like a grayish color. So you could kind of see how it's like a grayish brown in the middle, or almost is making black in the middle. So that's neutralizing colors. Now we have one more thing to show you, and that's if you need these colors to be brighter on black paper. So this last round of examples is starting, to write the word starting, with a white base, parentheses, layering. Okay, starting with a white base, also known as layering. So we're gonna do this just with our primary and secondary colors. So draw a box for red, a box for orange, yellow, green, blue, and then last for purple. So we have 6 boxes total. So in each of these boxes, without pushing very hard, because again, if you push too hard too soon, the colors won't layer very well. We're gonna just do a very light layer of white. So this is good to know if on your reference for this project, you end up with areas that are super bright and strong, then you know, okay, I'm gonna wanna do a white layer first, because you can see how strong the colors are by themselves on the black. So you kind of have this as a reference point. And then you know, okay, I'm gonna have to do a white layer on this, or no, I don't need to do a white layer on this. It's gonna be strong enough by itself, whatever. It kind of depends on a case by case basis. I'm grabbing my Crimson Lake, pressing hard on top of that white, and you can see how much brighter this red is compared to like these ones. Same thing with orange. Then yellow. Then I'm grabbing the grass green, the blue, and then the purple. So you can see the white layering is most obvious probably with the red, orange, blue, and purple. Like those are much easier to see with white underneath. Green is pretty powerful by itself. Yellow and orange are pretty powerful by themselves. But now you have this kind of base reference to go on when you start your project. You know the strength of your colors, so you don't have to do as much testing as you might have had to do before. Now go ahead and continue on this page and complete the rest of the assignment on the back of this paper.